Yo, what's going on, guys? And I don't know what just happened. But yo, what's going on, guys? And today, I wanted to talk about my guys, the Utah Jazz, the team that last year I actually correctly predicted they would be the best record. I predicted them having a great year. One thing I did not get correct was I did have them going to the Western Conference Finals. But before we start today's video, I want to hear your opinions down below. What do you expect from this Utah Jazz team? And obviously, there's two things that's going to happen. They're either going to build upon this and shock the league again, or they're going to regress. I believe they're going to build on this year and learn from the mistakes they made. They have Quinn Snyder, who I believe is one of the best head coaches in the NBA. This is a man who is a D-League champion, okay, multiple times. He's a Russian League champion. He's the United League champion, which is another international club. It's mainly made up of Russian teams. Then the Golomensky Club, which is another Moscow Cup, and he's won the Italian Invitational, and he also won the ACC tournament with Duke as an assistant. Okay, so this is a guy who has a lot of accomplishments. And when I look at this roster, the big problem that we can all say is the elephant in the room was Rudy Gobert in the playoffs. He got exposed. He couldn't guard the perimeter. He just wasn't. There was this thing called the Rudy Gobert effect, where his presence was just enough to alter a player's shot. But that presence, it seems like, was not enough in the playoffs because those were the upper echelon players. For 60% of the league, yes, it works, but it seems like that 40%, which is that 40% that's usually in the deeper rounds of the playoffs, is where they got exposed. And if you look in the postseason, this is a guy who in 11 games, he shot 74% from the field, had 15 points a game. He still had 2.1 blocks, had 12 rebounds a game, and he was playing 34 minutes a night. It just felt like Rudy Gobert on some nights, he just was shut down. Okay, on nights against the Clippers, if you look, yeah, he still got his rebounds and points, but it just felt like he was a non-factor, especially when teams went small. And they brought in Hassan Whiteside, which I don't know if that's gonna Hassan Whiteside, like, out of the three guys, Gobert, Udoka, and Hassan, none of them can play the perimeter, but you could argue that Udoka might be the most athletic. I'm not saying he should be playing, but I think Quinn Snyder is going to be testing lineups with Rudy Gay playing center position, as well as I believe we might even see maybe lineups where it's Rudy Gay and Royce O'Neal being the front court, maybe even Eric Pascal playing some center, or Jarrell Brantley. Okay, I think there's a lot of things we're gonna see. Like during the year, it's gonna be the normal lineup we saw last year, but I think Quinn Snyder, being the coach that he is gonna be testing lineups. Okay, and I know Jarrell Brantley, he's a guy who is 6'5", but he's 6'5", 250 pounds. Okay, and he averaged in college about 8 rebounds a game with a block a game and 1.5 steals a game. Okay, so Jarrell Brantley can't play small ball 5. So Eric Pascal, Rudy Gay, and Jarrell Brantley really make up the power forward rotation for this team. I expect either Rudy Gay or, Eric Pascal to start. I assume Rudy Gay will start. Then you look at the small forward position. They have Bojan, Joe Ingles, Royce O'Neal. Also, Royce O'Neal will play power forward, so I take that back. Royce O'Neal might start at power forward like he did during the regular season, and Rudy Gay might come off the bench unless to start the year, and then Royce might come off the bench. But the small forward rotation is probably going to be Bojan, Joe Ingles. Then, I think we'll see a little bit of Mayuni, and maybe at the small forward position, we see some Elijah Hughes. I could see a little bit. He might be a little undersized, but that could work. I think Elijah Hughes, Mayuni, and the young guys like Jared Butler will have a role on this team. Okay, Jared Butler, Udoka, Elijah Hughes, Mayuni, and Jarrell Brantley. I think all three of those guys will see actually playing time, okay? Those three guys, and Eric Pascal, if you want to include Jarrell Brantley being the oldest, 25. Eric Pascal, Mayuni, Elijah Hughes, Udoka, Jarrell Brantley, Jarrell Brantley and Jared Butler are all 25 and below. All right, Jarrell being the oldest, 25. Mayuni, Eric Pascal being 24. So I expect those guys to start seeing more roles. Like I expect Jared Butler might potentially be behind. Their starting point guard is Mike Conley and Jordan Clarkson's the sixth man, but we could see Jared Butler on defensive situation when they need more defense than Jordan Clarkson's scoring, or they could do a Jared Butler and Jordan Clarkson lineup and Joe Ingles in there. There's a lot of lineups that I'm thinking because the starting lineup is gonna be Mike Conley, Donovan Mitchell, Bojan Bogdanovic, Royce O'Neal, Rudy Gobert, with the main backup probably being Hassan Whiteside with Rudy Gay and Eric Pascal. Then Rudy Gay, Eric Pascal, and Jarrell Brantley as the power forwards. The small forwards being Bojan Bogdanovic, and then Joe Ingles, maybe a little bit of Royce O'Neal, Elijah Hughes, and Mayuni. And then shooting guards, Donovan Mitchell backed up by Jordan Clarkson, maybe a little bit of Bojan on certain situations, Mayuni, Elijah Hughes, Jordan Clarkson, maybe a little bit of Jared Butler, and then the point guards mainly Jared Butler. And I think the big thing is they're going to have to figure out how you're going to beat the small ball lineups, okay? That's really the big thing. And I think that small ball lineup's going to have to be beaten with either, not Jared Butler, Eric Pascal, Rudy Gay, or Jarrell Brantley. And that's what Quinn Snyder's going to figure out in garbage time or during the regular season, like Mike Budenholzer did. And that's how the Bucks won the championship. And I think this year, this team could be this year's Bucks. Maybe they might have to move a guy like Bojan, and I'd be fine with that. If they could, really the biggest hole on this team is the power forward position. Power forward and small ball 5. Okay, you could maybe argue some wing players, but I think this is a team that definitely they're in a position that they can turn things around and be a great team, better than most, okay? And yes, I think during the regular season, they're going to finish as a top 4 seed in the Western Conference. But besides that, I think it is a little bit interesting what they're going to do, as they're in a situation that, isn't the most ideal, in the sense that your biggest weakness is one of your highest paid players, Rudy Gobert. It's just the stats don't tell you that, but he was kind of a black hole during the playoffs, and they don't have that small ball defense. So I want to hear your thoughts down below. That's basically it. I think this team can make it to the playoffs if they can figure out some lineups like the Bucks did. If they can follow a similar blueprint to how the Bucks won the championship this year, then I think this is definitely a team that can come in and build upon this past season and go win an NBA championship. But besides that, guys, I want to hear your thoughts down below. That's it for me, but peace out.